lesser known snakes, but a great one regardless. And Daige, one of the Sonic one of the people who represent Sonic most within the community as well. And not only that, but we're also on the winner's side. So whoever wins this matchup goes against Womp. So we could have Daige against Womp again, Monterrey versus Monterrey, or we could see something else, something different, something more to spice up these matches.
Yeah, a lot of people yesterday were saying, at least in chat, they were saying like, "Hey, Daige, that Sonic is super aggressive," and that's in contrast with what they have expected or have seen a lot in the more the toppest echelons, right? On online tournaments. In contrast, Daige here opts for the hyper aggression. He's always trying to chase you down. He's always trying to chase you down, taking advantage of the speed that characterizes Sonic. Of course, in contrast, Phoenix is going to be trying to stop him in his tracks every single time he approaches, considering he's super capable of doing it, knowing that he has grenades, C4s, Nikita as well. So it's going to be a good contrast in play styles, a clash of play styles rather. One is chasing you down and the other one is trying to stop you.
Yes, and that's like constantly what you're going for, because Snake will make you explode in a way, but it's very, very difficult. So right here we're seeing exactly Phoenix already trying to go for that stock with that up tilt, with that La Patada de Mula, with that donkey kick right there, but immediately getting out Daige with that up B with the spring right there. And I really do see how this could turn into a battlefield, but not necessarily one a pun on the Smash Brothers stage, but more so one on war, because explosions everywhere, a lot of versatility, and we're seeing that Phoenix is the one to take that stock, but immediately retaliates. No, he was about to die because of that forward smash, but he's saved by his own grenade. Very well done on behalf of him. That grenade just saved his life.
Yeah, every single time he opts for an aggressive option there, he's going to find himself caught within those explosions, right? We know that Phoenix, in this case specifically, Snake will always try to have a grenade at hand to try to break some combos, to try to extend even some of his combos or the aggression that he can put out, but the stocks are going to be flying left and right, and not only because of the explosions, it also has a lot to take into consideration that they're both going for the aggressive playstyle, at least what we've seen so far, and that's why we're seeing a lot of really strong exchanges here when it comes to who is going to take the lead. Right now it's Daige holding that stage, holding that ledge on the right side, finishing off with a very nice and very well planted back air to take the lead, but immediately goes for the dare and gets the stock taken back.
This happened again. Like, this is the second time that they go back and forth in stock. They just take turns building each other up in damage, just hitting each other constantly, and then all of a sudden, boom, all of a sudden, you just see them both in like 1,000,000,000%, and then both of them explode at the same time. Like we're seeing, like ironic timing, but I really mean it. Like, it's not like I'm trying to make, you can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't make this up.
No, that's the trend that we've seen so far, and they're just holding it like that because it's working, right? Each exchange is going to be in their advantage. No matter who gets the hit, it's going to benefit both, because of course Phoenix will have those grenades at hand and will try to extend the damage at least to the maximum, while Daige, with his aggressive playstyle, is going to be opting or chasing or hunting rather to get extra damage at whichever opportunity he gets, especially when it comes to landing on shield. He's very specific and very careful not to fall for follow-ups. So we know that Snake is so capable of getting those.
And they hurt a lot too. So the importance of like not letting them get those follow-ups is very, very important as well. Right here we're gonna see, oh, with the dash attack, is that gonna be it? No, not at all. While it is a very nice burst option, it's not quite a kill move, at least not in these percentages. And we could see right here, exactly right there, oh my god, he was actually able to hit the mortar as well with his back air, causing him to live as well. So we're going to be seeing here, okay, the explosion, I thought maybe that could have been some sort of kill confirm, but right here all he needs is one grab, sir. All he needs is one grab, and this Sonic is a dead hedgehog.
Oh, no! But not being aware that the C4 was right there, he wants to run it back immediately. Speed, not only through his character, but also his mentality. He knows that he made a mistake there by not recognizing, not acknowledging where that C4 was, and that gave Phoenix the perfect opportunity to just let that button sink down to the detonator to explode him up to the heavens. And as you mentioned, the grab was a very tangible option. However, just being unaware of where those explosives will be will also cause Daige's demise in this first game.
And I find it quite impressive as well to see that both of the playstyles of these characters. One would think that this would be a more slow-paced game, but it's not. It's not really, not at all. We're seeing right here Daige with a triple back here, make it a fourth, maybe not quite yet, but going with the nair right there, trying to go with the more aggressive option to maybe make a bit more of the combos. It's Zapateado from Guadalajara, the second one right here, plays him in a Texas situation. This could be it. No, Sonic is one of the more versatile characters when it comes to recovery, and right here immediately making it back. So we're going to, right there with the down throw into up air immediately right here. Daige, I don't really know how it's said, sir. Can you like correct me? Maybe
I do believe it's Daige. Yeah, I think it's Daige. Yeah.
Daige? Okay, so I may be on the wrong side right here. So all right, thank you very much. All right, so Daige, I was struggling with that name quite a lot now, but
a lot of people
thank you very much for the correction.
It's his fault. He picked a weird name.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's his fault. I mean, come on, bro.
No, but just like that, please, anybody who's watching and know him more personally, please let us know. Right now, Daige, knowing what he needs to do, those back airs are on point every single time they come out. He knows that he will be at the right position to land them. Also, they do linger quite a little bit, don't they, Dio? So it's, I guess, a little easier to just fish for them, and eventually one will connect.
Eventually, in the end, of course, yes. But I really like the fact that both of these players are going within a more aggressive manner of play. That while as they do understand the limitations that the other character has imposed to them forcibly, they try to push those boundaries more in order to create like in a way a lack of respect in what they're doing. And whilst I don't mean it like in a bad way, I do see that most are pushing exactly what the other player permits, what they allow, and they're using that to his advantage. Like right there, for example, we saw that Daige most of the time went and would use that momentum in his favor in order to like obliterate the stocks that he's been using. And right now we saw that immediately Phoenix just interrupted that just right then and there, and that's when he was able to get that stock. And now he's in the lead. Exactly. We didn't see that back and forth anymore.
Yeah, Daige really wants to just try to chase him down, but he's struggling because Phoenix is doing a phenomenal job at keeping him at bay every single time he puts out a grenade. They're cooked, and that's something that not a lot of people. No way, just a back throw into the there now. Every single time he knows where it's going to explode. He knows when to just pull that trigger, and Daige might be at a bit of a loss here because his usual game plan currently not working. Phoenix doing a phenomenal job at just stopping him every single time he tries to approach. And it's weird because Daige really loves being on your face every time, and it's just not working, Dio.
Not at all. And you see, that's something that is very strange, right? To see like Sonic trying to be like constantly in your face, and just Snake saying, you know what, get off of me. And that's the power of Snake's utility in the form of his grenades. Like, they are a instant get off me button for characters that wants to constantly get in front of you. So it becomes a bit difficult, right? It becomes a bit difficult to actually like understand what's the correct option. And right here, I think that they're having a bit of a struggle in regards to like counterplay, because in regards to like characters and such. So all right, so we're going straight into the match. This is game number 3, and this could be the last game if Daige if the game continues as the way that they happen.
Yeah, Daige has been struggling quite a lot to get something started. Not maybe in Town and City, he will have a bit more of playroom in order to just chase or try to come closer in safest approaches, safest route perhaps, to avoid. See, that C4 was perfectly positioned there and it almost exploded. But Daige was ready. The Sonic main, he was absolutely ready for that avoidance. However, it's still really... Yes, by the way, this is a quick reminder. This is Hazard's on rule set, and maybe that's why we haven't seen Pokemon Stadium 2. If you were wondering, it's banned from this rule set. So yes, there's balloons, there's moving platforms. Hazard's on rule set for Abierto Tampico.
Right, of course, and that's a rule set that not a lot of people see, and I really like that as well. To see like the TO is trying to see what other tournament rule sets are
Viable.
Yeah, you stole the word right from my mouth, man. Thank you very much. Yes, viable, like to understand more so like, okay, what can we do in order to help the community out and make them find like an outing in a way, like to understand what what's viable, what's something that we can try. And I really like that because, for example, Pokemon Stadium 2 is, of course, a stage that doesn't really benefit from hazards off, but we're having Smash Wheel, we have like Hollow Bastion, we have all that stuff, so it's a very nice and crisp way to see this tournament. Finally, we are able to get the first stock off, and it's actually Daige, the person who takes the first blood in this third game.
Yeah, he really needs to use this lead that he currently has, but he needs to be very aware because those grenades are just about to get enough cooked, and it's really hard for Daige to just feel comfortable enough to just be on his opponent's face as he always does. And right now he's opting for a little bit more of a patient approach, and he has to, because every time he tries to get closer to Phoenix, he has either a grenade, a cooked grenade on his hand. So he really plays around with the timing of when these grenades are going to be exploding. And that's what makes Daige quite uncomfortable to get in. And it's why he's second guessing so much whenever he goes for the aggression option.
And as it should be, like, that's the thing. That's what Snake wants you to do. That's what Snake, it wants to make you second guess your game plan. And whenever he fractures that game plan is when he will start to expose your bad habits. And that's something that I really like to see. And because I honestly love to see the fact that Phoenix, regardless of what he's doing, he's sticking to his guns. But right here, Daige is also doing a splendid job in avoiding all those grenades because he has changed up his game plan. He has adapted. He understands now that he just can't be going just willy-nilly, just standing right in and fast as he can and trying to beat Snake in the face. No, that's not how it's going to work.
Yeah, so far he did change his approaching timing and his playstyle overall. He's still being very aggressive. However, he's being more conservative about it. He still needs to be very mindful of those C4s because they have been absolutely lethal, at least in the previous 2 games. That's why Phoenix is just 2 stocks away from getting the victory on this set. Remember, guys, this is all best of 5. The whole top 16, so please stay tuned and make sure to not take anyone for granted because it could change in a second, and these are the best of the best from the Northeast.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Daige is already my winner. Daige is already my winner, and I'm gonna be sincere with you. The only reason why he's already my winner is because he was the only person that has broken a balloon all set. Like, he's the only person that whenever he's in Smashdown City, Smashville Town City, he's the only person who's been breaking a balloon. So shout out to Daige for actually helping me out with that. It's just I love to see whenever people don't take this game as seriously as it should be. I mean, yes, it is a competition. Yes, there is money on the line, but I mean, just pop the balloon, man. It's not that hard.
To be fair, popping the balloon does have some attributes that could benefit in the competitive playstyle. Like, it does help you refresh in some of your stale moves. But a weird SD that definitely brings a breath of fresh air to Daige, the competitor from Monterrey, Nuevo León, which is the neighboring state from where they are currently at, which is Tamaulipas. They're just a little bit to the west. Right now, he feels a little bit more calm, more collected, knowing that, okay, that change definitely worked. And he needs to keep it up. It might go against what his usually plan is. But so far, you need to adapt every single time a new opponent brings something different to the table.
Of course, as it should be. And I do understand how so. It can be a bit difficult, but I really do like the way that Daige just simply adapted right there. And and I'm not gonna lie, this is why the players of this caliber are within this playset. You know, they're here, they're ready to duke it out, and they're mostly just simply aware that if they do not adapt, they die. Constantly, like sharks, they have to be moving, and if they don't, they will lose the set. So right here, I honestly like how both of these players are playing right here. Daige finally getting a game in his favor on his name, and now we're going to be heading straight into game number 4, in which Daige has a bit of momentum because he did win the last game, but he still has to be very cautious because one slip up and he's gone, from the winner's side at least.
Yeah, before we start delving into this new match, I want to take a quick detour to say hello. Hola a todos los que están ahí, a Glitched, al Pollito, a Rox. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. We're reading you actively in chat, so make sure to keep rooting for your favorite contender. Right now, Daige taking us, or rather, Phoenix taking us to Hollow Bastion, a stage which in length, it pretty much mirrors that of Final Destination, Battlefield. They're the same length, but that middle platform will play a little bit different, at least in terms of circle playstyle, the aerial playstyle. So I think it could benefit Daige quite a lot. However, it's still Phoenix wants to keep those projectiles, those explosives on at all times to keep Daige on his toes.
Right here, right now, trying to get that read with that forward smash. Unfortunately, not getting it right here, and that grenade is going to explode. And that is something that you have to be very careful of, as well. The explosions have been a determining factor within this matchup. And right there, Phoenix trying to go with the up tilt right there, trying to predict exactly where it's going to be and not getting it quite yet. So right there, the Nikita, no, Daige immediately took a bit too much more time than he should have in order to get that punish, but it seems like he was trying to read into something, and that's something that I've been seeing a lot, like a lot of empty jump, like tomahawk forward smash, and that's something that I do understand more so why he's going for it, because he's been falling. But it's Phoenix the one that actually takes that stock right here after said technique, and now we're going to see how Phoenix deals with the pressure of having such high percentage.
Yeah, it's hard because at this point Phoenix hasn't been very lenient when it comes to giving out opportunities, but it doesn't matter because Daige will keep looking for them. He will keep on the prowl every single time. Careful, that grenade is just about to explode. And of course, every time Phoenix cooks one up, it just makes it harder for Daige to pick an option, you know, when it comes to approaching, because otherwise he will get some explosions on his face. And we know Phoenix has shown us every time one grenade explodes, he will convert out of it. And that's absolutely dangerous. And it has to be super scary for Daige.
And quite so. I mean, can you blame him for it to be super scary? Once again, with the C4 exploding in his face. And the thing is, it's not like that he's not aware of what sometimes it is, just that sometimes it camouflages. And in the heat of the moment, you don't really notice it. For example, right there, you see that the C4 is right there exactly where Daige was. Why? I mean, the thing is, Daige is doing his thing. Like, he's completely doing his thing, so he can't really take his eyes off himself or off of Phoenix for a second to see exactly where he's going to place those C4s. So it's more like a surprise factor right there. For example, that is the only instance where you have to know where the C4 is, because you cannot keep your eyes off of your opponent. So that becomes a bit more something else to take into consideration, especially because Daige is just simply doing a lot of things all at once and trying to bait out precisely that C4 in order to avoid him getting hit by it again.
Yeah, he really needs to keep avoiding those grenades, and I think that still keeps on messing up with his game plan, or at least initial playstyle, because Daige is a competitor. He's one of the best in his region, right? In the northeastern state, Nuevo León. However, his play style is basically, hey, you know what? I'm going to jump into your face. I'm going to be all over yourself. And there you go. Gets the untechable. And it works. You see, he really wants to get these because they work. Hyper aggression sometimes, or very often, gets rewarded like this. But in this case, Phoenix has been doing a phenomenal job at stopping this kind of playstyle. And I think that's what's rattling Daige quite a lot. So now that he has to play around this middle platform, it will allow Phoenix to just play around and maybe be a bit more, maybe more controlling when it comes to stopping Daige after every single option.
Like, I do understand that would normally be a play stop, but the thing is, Daige doesn't really have to approach if you see it right now. He's the one in the lead. He has the stock right here.
Yeah.
And, well, not anymore, of course, right? But he's still in the lead. He's still in the lead. So it's more so how Phoenix has to approach him, because I don't know if you guys saw, like, the play style that sometimes Meister and Chag have is like, I'm in the lead. I don't have to approach. But if I'm also, like, in disadvantage, I don't have to approach either. Why? Because I have to look for that opening. I have to wait for my opponent to, like, to mess up in order for me to be able to exploit it. And most of the times, it's very, of course, you're not going to be like at a stalemate for 7 minutes, of course not, because what kind of game will that be?
Right.
But you can see, like, when players just simply decide, you know what, I have to, like, calm down for a bit, and I have to reanalyze my perspective right here, because Phoenix, that's exactly what he's doing. He's taking the game a bit more calm, but he's still doing snake things, and that's when Daige tries to approach whenever he seems like he finds an opening, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, at this point, Daige has been struggling to get the finishing blow. He's very close to it, but both of them are really. Like, Phoenix only needs a good read or maybe an unpredictable C4, and that could take the stock. We can see that it's currently looming on the right side of the stage, and they're struggling to get something started. They're struggling to land, and that's the dangerous part, because you really don't want to get caught up in any of the current explosions. At this point, it could be lethal, not only for Daige, but at this point, Phoenix as well. Like, he just needs a good edge guard to get something done, to get the win. However, it is Phoenix who is currently on the lead, so he's one good read away from winning this set.
And it becomes a bit difficult as well because that same statement could be for both of them. Like if you like analyze it, it could be for both of them. With just one good read, just one roll read, just like understanding right here. See, something like that. He knows that most of the time the utility that Snake has can be like intercepted with a hitbox, but it becomes a bit more difficult to do so because Daige he cancels those spin dashes out when like, oh, am I going to approach? Am I going to approach?
Am I?
No, I'm not. Like because he cancels that with that downer, and then whenever he does approach, he does it efficiently. He's like in and then he's out like immediately, almost there. Oh, that could be it. Nope, not yet, but we have 54 seconds on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. These people have to close this up as soon as possible, but if not, we're going to be seeing again. No way. There's no way.
There you go. It's Phoenix who gets the final, the biggest straw in this draw, right? It's super sad that Daige couldn't make it out right there because he had the right mentality, but ultimately it was his aggression, you know, his desire to just seal the deal that caused him to just be a little uncautious there by the right side of the ledge, falling into the mortar. The explosion was just a little too hard. He was closer to the blast zone too. So it's a little unfortunate that the trade was against him basically. And Phoenix doing a phenomenal job at dealing with some of the most hardest to deal with characters. Sonic is always a pain in a lot of people's shoes, you know. But the fact that he was ready, calm, and collected is what allowed him to prevail in this set.
Well, as I do understand, I did see that Daige was mad. Like he said, you know what, like this character is very difficult to deal with, and I can't blame him in a way. But also, he tried to do something that he had done before. He used the backer to impact